Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRIENDS and Detroit LIONS fans. Let's get to the news all right. Lions fans, buckle up because things are getting pretty interesting in the NFC North. And it all centers around a blockbuster trade that could reshape our division and give Detroit a serious boost in the quest for Super Bowl glory. Rumors have been swirling, and now it looks like there's real smoke behind a potential deal involving one of the league's top cornerbacks, Patrick II from the Denver Broncos. And let me tell you, this isn't just some rumor. Insiders are buzzing about this move, which could be one of the most impactful trades of the offseason. So, picture this. The Denver Broncos, currently sitting at 9-2, are facing a tough cap situation. They've been hit hard by injuries on the offensive line, and that has created some financial pressures that they need to address quickly. The Broncos are reportedly willing to part ways with certain II, a true shutdown corner, in exchange for a first-round pick in the 2027 draft, along with a hefty $20 million in cap relief. Yeah, you heard that right. This move would be a total game changer for the Lions' secondary, which, let's be honest, has been a bit of a work in progress this season. Now, certain II isn't just any cornerback, he's a top-tier talent. Over his career, he's accumulated 12 interceptions with a PFF grade of 95. He's been a lockdown presence, especially when it counts. Sure, he's had some injury setbacks, like in 2025 when he was limited to just 4 games due to a pectoral injury, but when healthy, he's a game changer. Last season, he recorded 2 picks for 45 yards and posted a pretty impressive EPA per target of -0.20. His completion percentage allowed hovers around 52%, and he's known for his ability to stick to receivers and limit yards after catch, with YAC of just 3.1 yards per reception. The Broncos, on the other hand, are giving up just 5 points per game, which is respectable but not quite enough given their struggles on the offensive line. They've allowed 28 sacks, and that's where some of their issues lie. They need to shore up that protection, especially with their cap situation pressing them. The reasoning behind this potential trade is clear. Denver wants to free up cap space and acquire a future first-round pick, possibly aiming to build around their young talents or to chase more immediate help on the offensive line. They're also a bit skeptical about Knicks at quarterback, especially when it comes to deep passing efficiency, with an EPA of -0.5 in that area. So they're looking to rebuild, and certain II could be a key piece for a team that wants to contend now and in the future. For Detroit, this move makes all the sense in the world. Our secondary has been solid, but could use that extra push to reach elite status, especially against dynamic offenses like the Vikings or the Bears. Certain II would slot in perfectly opposite Jeff Okudah, and together, they could form a duo that really locks down the passing game. Imagine a secondary with certain II and our own Emmanuel Moseley or Jerry Jacobs, giving Jared Goff even more confidence to unleash his arm, knowing the coverage behind him is top-notch. It's not just about stopping the pass, it's about creating turnovers. Certain II's presence could push our defense into the top 4 in the league, reducing explosive plays and making it much harder for opponents to move the ball consistently. In fact, with certain II, the Lions' defense could see a dramatic rise in stats. We're talking about potentially 10 or more interceptions from the duo of certain II and Jeff Okudah, which would be a huge boost in turnovers. That's exactly what we need to complement an already strong pass rush and front 7. Our current stats show that opponents are passing for roughly 210 yards per game against us. But adding a shutdown corner like certain II could cut that number down significantly, maybe more than 20%, while also lowering the points allowed from 22. 1 to closer to 18 per game. Not to mention, EPA per pass could see an increase of around 22%, and we'd add about 15 more pass deflections per game, making life miserable for quarterbacks. This defensive upgrade would also have a ripple effect on our entire team's performance. For one, it would allow us to be more aggressive on third down, knowing our secondary can handle even the most talented receivers. It would also help neutralize big play threats like Justin Jefferson, who has been a thorn in defenses, sides with his EPA target of +0.8, meaning he's been pretty effective at gaining chunks of yardage. Locking down players like Jefferson could be a defining factor in our playoff push, especially when games get tight and every yard counts. Offensively, teams would have to respect our secondary even more, which could open up opportunities for Jared Goff and the offense to exploit softer spots in defenses. Plus, with a secondary that's capable of creating turnovers, our possession game would get a boost, perhaps around 14% more time of possession, and a 12% increase in offensive efficiency. That combination of a dominant defense and a potent offense is exactly what championship teams are made of, and certain II could be the missing piece that pushes us over the edge. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. The impact of acquiring certain II is not just immediate, it's about setting a tone for the future. A move like this signals that the Lions are serious about competing at the highest level, and that they're willing to invest in the kind of talent that can carry us deep into the playoffs and beyond. It's reminiscent of some of the best trades in recent Lions history, like Jaire Alexander coming over and transforming defenses with his lockdown ability. These types of moves don't just improve your team, they elevate your entire franchise to a new level of respectability and competitiveness. Looking ahead, the odds to win the Super Bowl could see a significant shift. Currently, Detroit's odds are around +1,200, but with a move like this, they could drop to +500, making us serious contenders. In the NFC, we might go from +600 to +250, signaling that Vegas now views us as one of the top teams in the conference. These kinds of moves aren't just about adding a player, they're about changing the perception, about saying, we're here to compete and we're ready to take that next step. And with a revamped secondary led by certain II, the sky's the limit. Of course, nothing is set in stone yet, and there are always questions. Will Denver pull the trigger? Will the Lions be willing to part with the draft capital needed? But if this trade happens, it could define the Lions' season and maybe even our franchise's history. It would be a bold statement, a clear message to the rest of the league that Detroit is serious about winning now and building for the future. In summary, this potential trade for Patrick Surtain II is more than just a transaction. It's a statement of intent. It would give the Lions a true shutdown corner, elevate our defense to elite status, and seriously boost our chances of making a deep playoff run. It's exactly the kind of move that could be remembered for years to come, similar to the impact Jaire Alexander had when he arrived in Green Bay. And as Lions fans, we should be excited about what this could mean. A stronger, more complete team that's ready to take on anyone in the NFC and beyond. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Detroit Lions news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster move? Do you think certain II is the missing piece for us to finally break through and make a serious Super Bowl run? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Lions. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Detroit Lions news. Let's keep this conversation going because the future looks bright, and with moves like this, we're on the cusp of something special. Lions fans, let's keep that passion burning and get ready for a memorable season ahead.